Hello everyone and welcome to another Watercolor Wednesday. I am Allison with the blog A Glimpse Inside, and today I have another Christmas painting for you today. This one is totally different. This is actually one entire stamp. So super easy if you're starting out and you're nervous about trying to make your own scenes. It comes, like I said, just one big clear stamp from Art Impressions. It's the Christmas Drive window stamp. So when you get it, it's just this entire thing with the words around it that all you have to do is stamp it and press it in. And I'm even doing something totally different where I'm going to just ink the entire thing with normal black ink and then paint it in. So again, if you are starting out, this is a perfect one to start with. They have other stamps similar to this, some fall scenes. I believe there's other winter scenes. I just recently bought this one just to kind of try them out. And again, this is so good if you're a beginner. So let's get started. So this I did on a 4x4. But you can easily probably shrink it down to even like a 3x3 if you wanted it not with such a big border. But I just thought it kind of just gave it like a natural matte if you did want to frame it. Or you could trim it down and then turn this section into a card. It says, Christmas is the time of year where all roads lead to home. So it would be like the perfect Christmas card. So what I used, again, the Christmas Drive window stamp from Art Impressions. And then for the colors, I used 86 African Violet, 45 Sepia, 72 Pine Green, 89 Persimmon, 43 Brilliant Yellow, 28 English Red, and 83 Butterscotch. I will also be using just a white gel pen, if you have that. This is the Uniball Signo gel pen. And then I will be doing my Wink of Stella glitter brush. You don't have to do this. I just wanted to, see if I can show you. I just wanted to add a little sparkle, like that snow is kind of all frosty. So if you have something like this, then go by all means. If not, no big deal. I made another one without it, and it looks totally cute. And then I also just have a black ink pad. This is a Pelican. I don't know if they have this one in the States. I bought this one off of Amazon Amazon Germany. So just use whatever black ink pad that you have available. Okay, so again, 4x4 sheet of paper. And we're just going to start off by taking our whole entire ink pad here, or our stamp, and just pressing it onto our ink pad. So I'm just going to make sure it's nice and covered. And then I'm going to try to center it up as best as I can. Let me make sure my paper is straight here. I tend to have a crooked eye when it comes to anything, so let's see if I can do this today. I'm going to say that's about center. Hopefully it's straight. I'm committed now. And then I'm just going to press down really well. I'm going to try to get the center more than the edges, and then pull it straight up. So there's our image. We're completely stamped and done, and now it's just waiting for color. I am going to fan this for just a second because I don't want this color to get pulled out. It does, the ink does bleed a little bit if you touch it. So I just want to make sure that it's dry or somewhat dry before I start adding my color so I don't accidentally pull this black out of the lines. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do on my palette here is I'm just going to go ahead and add all the colors that I'm using. So here's my English red. Here is my persimmon. Uh-oh, I'm missing one. Just a second. We also need olive green. There we go. Must have accidentally put that one away. So here's my pine green, my olive green, I don't need a lot of sepia, but there's my sepia. I'm going to put my African violet right next to my sepia here. And then just a little bit of brilliant yellow and a touch of butterscotch. Okay, so I'm going to start with the truck first because we're going to have to go over that red color a couple of times. And I'm doing the English red for the truck. In the sample, she has the painted blue. Feel free, to paint your truck whatever color you want. I just wanted to keep with like a bright red kind of Christmassy theme. So this is why I'm doing the kind of English red. And then I'm just going to kind of paint it like the other truck stamp in the watercolor set, where I'm going to leave like a highlight on top of the wheel well. Kind of add a little color there. I'm going to try, I'm not painting over those lines like in the other watercolors. I'm going to leave a highlight right on the top of that roof. And then on the hood of the car, right at the top right there. I'm just going to make my way around the whole truck. Again, careful from touching those lines. Right here I did touch it, and so you can see that some of that ink is kind of bleeding out a little bit. I'm not mad at it. But you just got to be careful. Try to leave a highlight on top of this little wheel well. Don't forget the center of the wreath. And then right under it. Okay. So there's our first coat. It's not too bad. Excuse me, I keep yawning today. But I am just going to go back over it. So I'm just going to kind of add color lower to make these areas deeper. And then you can just stop with it whenever you are happy. And actually, I'm pretty happy, I think. We'll leave it for now. Okay. So this color looks so much brighter in the video than it does actually in real life. It's a lot more of a kind of a deeper maroon. I feel like it has a touch of purple in it. Okay, so now we're going to go to our tree here. So I'm going to start with the pine green. And I'm just going to brush lines, kind of following the lines of the tree that are drawn. I'm not painting it in solid. And I'm going to try to kind of avoid those inked lines so I don't pull that color out accidentally here. And then this is a window right in the back of the truck. So I am gonna paint green in that back window because obviously it's a big tree in the back of the car and you're gonna see it through the window. So I'm gonna kind of just come over this a couple times again until I get that, you know, shade of green that I want. You can make this a brighter green if you like. Whatever type of pine tree that you're happy with here. I'm going to rinse my brush off and then I'm going to come over to my olive green. I'm going to jump over to my wreath here. So for the wreath, I'm just going to kind of touch it. Again, not really paint the whole thing in. And then just kind of go back over it. And then I'm going to take some of this olive green and I'm going to add it to my tree. It just kind of adds a little different pop of color in certain spots. You don't have to add a lot of it. I'm going to add a little bit into my window. But as you see, I didn't paint, like I left kind of highlight spots at the tips of the branches. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to my pine green here. I'm going to add a little into my wreath, kind of around my bow, just to give it a little bit of a shadow from like that bow. And then if you want to make any areas darker on that tree, go back to that tree. Okay, and now would be a good time to, once you're done with your tree, if you wanted to go back at all and add any more color to your truck, because now you gave it some time to dry here. So if you wanted to come back in here, it's a good time to then like be like, oh, I need a little more color here, and kind of smooth things out or make them darker. Okay, this one goes pretty fast, so let's see here. Next, I'm going to do my African violet down here. And I'm going to paint in the inside of the truck. Oh, I just realized I forgot to paint my mirrors. So I'm going to paint in the inside of the truck. And then I'm going to paint the sky with African violet. Gonna paint around all these lines. I'm going to kind of go over that sky just a couple times here to kind of give it a little bit darker in some spots near the horizon. Okay, and then I'm going to take and just kind of brush some of this African violet near these lines to kind of just show the like snowbank kind of and then we're going to go really dark under the truck here and then just kind of paint some onto the road. So under the truck, I'm going to kind of repeat or go over this quite a few times, as well as inside the truck. to kind of get those areas nice and dark. Okay. So, let's see. We are going to come to our ribbons, and this is with my persimmon. So I'm just going to kind of paint around on my ribbons here. I'm going to do both ribbons. Okay, and they don't have to be painted in all the way. Like, leave some highlights. Don't go to those lines. It's totally fine. And then I'm also going to paint my candle in the lantern here in persimmon. Okay. Oh, and I realized I rinsed my brush and I'm not done. Okay, so then I'm going to say this ribbon is spiraling around the lamppost here. So we're just gonna go down these. And there we go. Before I completely forget, I better come back to my mirrors. A little more on my palette here. Okay, don't forget your mirrors. There we go. Now they're good. Okay, so I'm going to do a little mix here of my sepia and African violet to get that, you know, grayish dark tone. And I'm going to kind of add this color onto the wheels and then the grill of the car. And also I'm going to add it down into the road right underneath the car to make that darker, as well as inside the car to make kind of the roof line and windows and stuff darker. And kind of go over your wheels as much as you want to make those darker. I'm going to kind of come in with just a little bit more just African violet here. All right, we're almost done. We're in the home stretch. So I'm going to take my butterscotch, and you don't see very much of that candle, but I'm going to make that the actual flame of the candle. And then my brilliant yellow, I'm going to make it as headlights. There's no one in our car driving, but that doesn't mean that someone isn't. The car's not running, and, you know, they're getting ready to go get in, and they wanted to snap a quick picture of their truck in the snow. Okay, and then I did the brilliant yellow inside the lantern to show that the candle's burning. And then we're going to do the actual lamppost. Kind of a mix of the sepia and African violet, but mostly sepia. I want it to be a little browner. And then I'm just going to come down and follow all these lines. And then you can leave these white as like you also had a white ribbon around it, but I'm going to go down and just add that brown all the way down. If you want, you can add just a touch of African violet in some places to kind of give a little shadow. We are nearing the finish line here. If there's anything that you need to touch up, now's the time to do it. But I think that's looking pretty good. So, I'm going to make sure everything's dry. I'm just going to give it a quick fan. And then I'm going to take my Wink of Stella brush, and I'm going to kind of just go over everything that's snow and add like a little brush of glitter. See, there it is. And then I am just going to kind of brush right on top of the truck. No rhyme or reason. It's out in the snow, so it's a little frosty. And then I'm just going to take my white gel pen, if it would like to work for me here. And I'm just going to go over everything that I added color to, because obviously if you do a white gel pen over white, you're not going to see it. And I'm going to add little snowflakes that are falling from the sky. Again, you don't have to do this part, but it does, like, I just kind of bring the whole scene together. So it's up to you. If you don't have a white gel pen, leave it off. I saw something that I forgot to do. If you want, you could add berries into your wreath. Make it like super festive. Let's see. Oh, no, it wants to work, so it could be a little quicker. Okay, really quick. I'm going to take the thin end of my African violet, and I'm just going to add some lines into my back window here to show like the tree lines. And then I'm just going to kind of tuck my initials really small in this painting right down there. And we are done. See, I told you that was quick. Oh, I kind of smeared some of that writing apparently with my hand. But now you got some glitter, you got some snow, perfect little card, or just pop it in a frame and display it for Christmas time. I hope you enjoyed this painting. Again, super fun and easy for beginners. And I will see you next week. Have a good day. Bye.